Okay, I know all you artists out there want to just make cool songs and put them out there into the world, and everybody cheers and thanks you for giving them motivation to live longer. But I'm here to talk about something boring. I want to talk about the tools and systems that you can develop that actually make a change in your life and others. And I gotta say, this is one that I think people neglect the most. And that's when you come up to a problem. You see a problem, you're like, wow, that looks scary. That looks really hard. And then you back away from it. This is called the comfort zone, if you're not aware. Now you are. Let's talk about this comfort zone real quick. So we as humans, we love being comfortable. We love hanging out in that world of where everything is meant for us and we do what we like and we don't have to do the things that we don't like. But guess what? You're in the music business now. If you really want this to be a career, it is nonstop uncomfortableness. You have to learn how to be comfortable in the uncomfortable situations. This is a concept that the owner of the studio that I work at, Undercast Studios, his name is Isaac. He talks about this all the time, and it's kind of ingrained into my memory now. And I've tried to train myself to any time I see a challenge and it's uncomfortable, I immediately try to figure out a way to overcome that challenge. Not to stop and give myself reasons why I shouldn't do it, or it's hard, or I can't figure it out. No, I can't figure it out, so I'm going to try harder than everybody else. And I'm going to figure it out enough to do what I need to do with that thing that I'm trying to figure out. What I want you guys to think about here is failure. I want you to think about how much effort you spend on the things that you like doing versus the things that you don't like doing. I've been an audio engineer for 16 years, almost 17 years now, full-time, working with artists. Before that, I was working with artists. So I have about 25 years of experience working with artists, seeing what they like doing and what they don't like doing. And I'll say the number one reason why people don't get even close to as far as they could have is because they back away. So this is for artists that are feeling stuck. They're feeling unconfident about where to go next and how to approach it. And I'll give you the quick answer. The best thing that you could possibly do is to figure out how to be uncomfortable in the uncomfortable situations. When there's a challenge that you're not used to challenging yourself with, that you try to push forward and figure it out. I'll give you an example. Right now, off to the side of my screen here, right now I am teaching myself all about AI. I've used ChatGPT for a long time now. We all know what it is. I'm trying to figure out how to use Claude and ChatGPT both to figure out how to code and make programs and automate systems and even create a synthesizer. Yes, I am trying to create synthesizers just for fun, just as a learning tool to figure out how to do this. I've never made a plugin before. I don't know anything about coding. My eyes cross when I see coding. I think a lot of people would not even entertain the idea of learning that side of things. Let's take the average thing that artists like to procrastinate on. Well, one is learning how to release consistent amounts of content. That's a big one. I talk about it all the time on the channel. One is trying out new musical styles. If you're not very good at singing, you'll most likely hold back on the types of melodies that you'll try to sing. You won't try to hit that high note. And I'm in the studio all the time. People are like, oh, I can't hit that high note. I'm sitting here with a piano and like, yes, you can. We're going to do this. This is going to happen. I don't care if it sounds bad. We're going to try it. And I would say about 95% of the time, we keep it. It ends up working. All we had to do was figure out how to get the voice comfortable at that high range, or how to try a different style and feel comfortable in that weird style for a second. And what happens when this happens is you could see the artist's minds unlock, and they start coming in with new songs that have more melodies in them. They have better melodies, different types of melodies going on. They'll be willing to write songs that they weren't willing to write before. If you want to be an artist that is successful, you have to be picking up so many skills. You're an entrepreneur, you're a marketing manager, you're a content creator, you're everything. And all of these categories are things that you want to be able to be comfortable learning and exploring. If you are 100% in the music world and 0% in everything else, nobody will hear you because you won't know how to post things right and it won't go anywhere. So what do? Of course, you got to make content. Of course, you got to go out and do shows and perform in front of 5 people. That's really uncomfortable, but you have to put yourself in that situation. And what happens when you do that? You walk away with new lessons that nobody on a YouTube video could tell you. I'm not trying to become a software developer or anything like that. But what I want to do is create some systems to automate and help me with video editing. Let's just say the one I'm working on literally right now is trying to figure out how I could create title cards and these like 3 list things. Like if I'm like, do this, do this, do this, I want it to be able to create the graphic for me automatically, create a timestamp based off of a transcript that it builds from my audio, automatically dumps all these things into a folder, and I could just click and drag them onto the video after I'm done recording the video. We'll see if this works for this video or not. I'll let you know right here. Did it work? I don't know. I'm going to try to figure it out, but if not, it might not be on the next one. It'll be on the next one though. It will work. I will figure out a way to make it work. I'm not even in the mode to think, will this work or will this not? It's like, it's going to work. We're just going to figure out a way to do it. It may not be exactly what I think, but we're going to figure it out. And so far, my eyes are crossing trying to figure out how to use all this stuff and deal with all this. But if I could walk away in 1 month, spending some time here and there learning this, then I will have a skill that I could call back on at any time. It will develop my ideas to come up with more clever ideas on how to implement AI into my system about my business. I highly recommend that everybody does this. Of course, this goes much deeper. This is all about all the things that I talk about in all my videos. How are you going to do something risky? How are you going to push yourself further into territories that you don't understand? If you do this enough times, you will develop the skill to learn how to learn. And that's a huge thing that I talk about. I really want people to understand that if you don't know how to learn something, that it's going to take a lot longer. So the number 1 step would be to learn how to learn. The next step, anytime something comes your way and it scares you, the thing that you should do is try to figure out how to accomplish that goal or overcome it. This is a philosophy that I learned at the studio, doing this professionally. Growing up, I was really shy. I was not confrontational. I had to learn how to immediately say hi to a new artist that's coming in, get on their good side. I had to learn how to get them to trust me, so when I give them advice, they're actually willing to listen. I had to learn how to develop trust and relationships with people so they can see what's going on. Same thing with you guys. I've got to learn how to be comfortable in front of the camera so I can convey some of these lessons that I've learned. I've learned so much. This is an outlet to ramble on about it. So I got to learn how to teach better. When I got into this, I just wanted to make beats and record artists and give them high fives at the end of the day. I didn't think that I was going to have to learn how to train engineers, learn how a business ran, learn how to be a social media cool influencer guy that everybody loves. You know, it was literally just me wanting to do something selfish for myself. And if I would have stayed in that realm, there would have been 0% chance that I would still be able to do this because of all the challenges that came my way that I had to overcome. There's a lot of artists out there that have this kind of mind to constantly be a part of everything and learn how everything works. Those are the artists that are behind my shoulder, looking at the screen, trying to figure out what I'm doing as I'm doing it. They want to learn it so they could understand the terminology. They could understand what their thoughts are doing. They're not like, this is just some crazy thing that I don't understand. I can't figure it out. They'll figure it out. They do that for everything. Learning how the music video director is thinking about things. Learning how they edit teaches you what kind of ideas are able to be accomplished. Teaches you what kind of release strategies there are and what the laws about the music business are. Let's take Tyler, the Creator, as an example. He's not just a rapper. He's somebody who has his hand in every single step of the process. And every single project, you see his obsession with his craft develop throughout that project. And he doesn't just stay there. He's not just the same artist all the time. He's constantly evolving and changing it. And you could tell by the visuals, by the clothing choices, the dancing choices that he does, that it's unique to how he's feeling, and he never stays in one exact place. He always has to evolve because that's part of his process. He is the type of person that sees those kinds of challenges, and that is part of the craft, is learning those challenges. What is the thing I'm not supposed to do or I can't do? I want to do that. I want to figure that out and try it out. This is a long game. This takes a long time to get right. To be in the music business as a career that you could retire off of, if that is your goal, then you can't see things in small, tiny windows like a week or a month. You are setting yourself up to build skills and learn things throughout time. You didn't just get out of high school and then you're done learning. Nope, you chose a career where it's college for the rest of your life. And I get it. Some people are not made for this. Some people will hear college for the rest of your life and they'll immediately just quit. Or they will decide that maybe, you know what, maybe I should just kind of relax and just make music for fun, which is fine too. But I want to set people up for realistic expectations. It's very, very rare to see somebody just like to make music and then all of a sudden jump up and become some insane big artist out of nowhere. Most of the people that I see that are successful are constantly learning, and they have more skill sets than the average artist. So I'm going to continue to try to learn the uncomfortable things, the hard things to learn. And I suggest you do the same. This isn't a motivational speech. This is just simply how it is. This isn't 5 tips to make you the best artist in the world. This is reality. I'll talk to you later.